Hi guys, today is June 24th, 2019, 42 minutes past 11 in the morning over here in the UK, and I just wanted to show you guys something I've discovered this morning while I was looking at this video. In this particular scene here, I've always been thinking about it in terms of what does it convey, because there's not very many interpretations or translations on this um, particular scene. I'm not referring to the boy coming up out of the mosque or the building. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just referring to the description of the entire thing in general, and I think it's some sort of code. And so I started looking into it, and over here in this little section here, I think I found a message which is in Morse code. So I'm just gonna quickly show you guys what I found and what I think it says. So I think these illuminated parts are a series of lines and dots. Well, obviously, they are a series of lines and dots, which is what Morse code translates into. Now, starting from the top, working my way to the bottom, I found the letters EANMORSYEPM, or the first character being a T if that's a dash, or an E if it's a dot. Either way, I've got a duplicate meaning there with the ET reference. Obviously, I think that's going to be part of the great deception that they're going to unfold. There was recent news about members of Congress being briefed on UFOs, so possibly something like that could come up later on in the news. But either way, when this is rearranged, it's an anagram, as you can see at the moment. When it's rearranged, what you actually get is, I'll do the first line of translation, Morse. So obviously the whole thing is in Morse code, so finding the word Morse in there obviously gives you interest. NY, New York. AT, at, and then the last letters left would be PM. So that's the first translation I got from those letters, which I've taken from this Morse code description here. Just for a quick example, if this is a dash or a dash would be a T, a dot would be an E, which is why I've got both translations there. You've then got a dot dash, which translates to an A. You've then got a dash dot, which translates to an N. You've then got a dash dash, which is an M, and so on and so forth. So that's how I discovered all the letters from this sequence of Morse code hidden in the iPad Go 2. The second line of translation, sorry, I did the second line of translation first. So this is this. Now I'll do this. So this one is same again, Morse. Same again, New York. Sorry, A E M P, and then the last letters would be NY. So both translations contain the word Morse, either message being Morse New York at PM or Morse A EMP New York, or a New York EMP. I think that second translation, which equates to this anagram, makes a bit more sense. Then I discovered that there was more Morse code in here, going down from here. And the reason I started here is because in this line of dots and dashes, only this one is illuminated. So I thought, maybe the message starts from there. So I started from this way, dot, 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 dash, dash, which translates to 3. And then I looked at this and I thought, is it dash, dot, dash, dash, which would be Y, 3Y? That didn't make sense. Thought maybe it's 3 and then dash dot, which would be sorry, just trying to look here, N, and then dash dash, which would be M, NM, or MN. Maybe that's an abbreviation for a state or something, but it didn't make much sense to me. And then I did it backwards, with the dash dash being M, dot dash being A, and then dash dash dot dot dot, which is 7. When read back the other way, that translates to 7 a.m. Now, I was a bit iffy on that. I do think the AM part is right, but I still feel like because the number could be 3 or 7, it would be prudent to include that in the translation. So there you go, guys. We've been looking for Morse code. You know, I still think there's Morse code in the beginning of the iPad Go-To video with the George Bush and the tapping sound that's going on there, but I haven't been able to decipher it. Not very good with hearing Morse code and translating it. But seeing Morse code and being able to compare it to a chart was much easier, and there may be more contained within that scene. I haven't looked as of yet. I thought this was significant enough to bring to you guys. So there it is. Series of Morse code translates into an anagram. The anagram translates into either of these two sentences: Morse, New York at PM, or Morse and EMP New York, or Morse and New York EMP 7 a.m. 3 a.m. Now these two translations go together, whereas this one references a different part of the day, the second half of the day, and this is referring to the morning. Considering the 3 a.m. reference, especially in relation to an emergency taking place at 3 a.m., that's, you know, the president's phone call, the emergency phone call at 3 a.m. That might be significant, but then again, the number 7 is referenced all over the iPad Go-To video pretty clearly, especially in the Apple scene with Obama's foot. You've got the 7 on the L right there on the ground, another potential one on his shoe. So, you guys, that's what I got for you. Share it. Sorry, I had to quickly add this on to the end of the video. The 7 a.m. and the 3 a.m. reference also could be a date reference, which would be 7/3. So, the 3rd of July, which obviously is a watch date already. JK Bugout's got it, I've got it. July 2nd, the day before, also a watch day. I don't know if that's extra confirmation, but I just found it interesting and it may correlate, so that's why I have added it on. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.